Lizzie Trapaholic.
Benavidez annihilates Andrade. All right. That fight did not go according to plan. What I had visioned in my head, that fight did not go nowhere near it. Now, I didn't do a prediction video, but I did believe Andrade will cause Benavidez a load of problems. Uh, my views changed straight away when I saw them both in the ring. All right. So that was the first thing. When I looked at Benavidez, I'm like, mate, you're looking like you're mate, you're looking like a real cruiserweight. Like, how this guy makes 168, I do not know. I do not know how he does it, how he makes 168. Because he looked like a full-blown cruiserweight on Saturday night. Andrade, now, there's a picture back in the day where I did, and I'm not making excuses, by the way. Listen, a win's a win. Benavidez, he done his thing, so we can't take that away from David Benavidez. But with Andrade, you can clearly see he was a smaller guy. Like, yeah, he just looked way small compared to Benavidez. Now, obviously, he's a natural 154. He went up to 160, and I do believe Andrade should go back to 160. Based on that, you're just too small. Like, I know there's a couple of guys that are talking about Caleb Plant. Mate, you're too small. Even for Caleb Plant, you're too small. Like, you're naturally a smaller guy. Like, I remember there was a picture with him, Bud Crawford, and someone else. And even looking at Bud Crawford and Andrade together, Crawford was looking even bigger than Andrade. Like, so there's a picture. I don't know where there was that one fight, and I think it was the Canelo Ildrim fight. I believe I might be wrong, but I do believe there was a picture with those two, and yeah, Crawford just looked way bigger than Andrade. So yeah, what was I gonna say now with how the fight all planned out? So yeah, I did believe that Andrade will cause a problem. I do believe that I could actually see Andrade beating Benavidez. But yeah, when they both went in the ring, the size difference, yeah, it was just, yeah, the big size difference. And then there was, coming towards the end of the round, which I did have Andrade winning the first round, but the energy that he used in that first round took me back to when Wilder fought Fury in the third fight, the first round. Now, obviously, it was completely different, but when Wilder won the first round, but he used too much energy in that first round. And I'm like, mate, this fight's going to go on. Like, you ain't going to last. There was points where Andrade was actually getting in close range with Benavidez, and he was pulling off. Yeah, he was doing some good stuff in there. Benavidez, I'm not gonna say he struggled, but yeah, Andrade was letting his shots off and all that kind of stuff there. And I'm like, okay, cool. But generally, Benavidez is the bigger guy, so you're working a lot more than what you need to be working. So yeah, like down the line, you're gonna gas out, you're gonna blow out, and we already know about Andrade with his stamina. He doesn't have the best engine. Like, let's be real. When it comes to Benavidez, stuff that I do believe he done good. Yeah, he just kept real discipline. And when he start from the fourth round, yeah, and he dropped him, you just knew that from there, the fight was over. The fight was over. Like, Andrade was blowing. Like, I don't know, even if you go back into like the third round, if you look at Andrade was like out the mouth. I'm like, jeez, mate, this is gonna end bad. Yeah, it's gonna end bad. But yeah, Benavidez, obviously, when he put his shots together, the fifth round was a pure he dominated Andrade in that fifth round. Yeah, he dropped in. I'm like, mate, this is gonna go bad. Like, he needs to, yeah, yeah, he needs to be saved because sometimes what I say, the fighter needs to be saved from himself. That was one of those times. Uh, but yeah, like overall, it was just straight a demolition job from Benavidez. Like, yeah, like just warming up first two rounds Andrade, and then after that it just, yeah, like an avalanche. When the ball just just moves and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That it was coming. So yeah. Now obviously a lot of people saying about where does Andrade go, but before we talk about Andrade, I want to talk about Benavidez. Now the fight that's next should be Benavidez versus Canelo. Yeah. Now we all know that Canelo has been ducking Benavidez for a minute. He does not want this fight. We've heard the whole, Benavidez, no, Canelo doesn't want to fight Mexicans, but now he's all of a sudden doing a deal, trying to get behind the scenes, possibly trying to get the Jaime Munguia fight, Mexican. We've seen Canelo fight Chavez Jr., Mexican, when he was coming up through the ranks. He was fighting what? Mexicans. So all of a sudden talking about you don't want to fight Mexicans, it's a joke. This version of Canelo nobody beats and all this kind of stuff there is nonsense. Now, when we talk about Benavidez, now this is the fight that everyone wants. And I generally do believe, yeah, like I said, it's my opinion, but I do believe Canelo is scared of losing to a Mexican. And Canelo knows the biggest threat, the biggest threat for Canelo is Benavidez. The Jaime Munguia fight, I can tell you right now, Munguia loses to Canelo. Yeah, just look at how he went life and death with Devonchenko. Yeah, so we know Jaime Munguia, he loses to Canelo. Now, a lot of you guys out there are going to try to say, oh yeah, this one's again hating on Canelo, blah, blah, blah. I'm a Canelo hater and all this kind of stuff there. Well, let me tell you something. Based on Saturday's performance, yeah, Benavidez, yeah, done a great performance, but based on that performance, I still don't believe he beats Canelo. How about that? I said it. I don't believe he beats Canelo. I'm going to tell you why, all right? Andrade at 154, yeah, where he was never really a puncher at 154. Okay, now in the first round, there was one body shot that landed on Benavidez, and you see Benavidez step back, and we know that shot hurt him. Okay, now obviously, if people don't know about boxing, making weight, look, Benavidez is a big guy. The guy, he should be fighting at cruiserweight. He'd be a big light heavyweight. This guy should be fighting at cruiserweight. Now, you have Canelo. Yeah, Canelo is known for his body shots. Canelo is a phenomenal body puncher. And I'm not just saying about this. There's a lot of things that I'm looking at this fight, and I said, I know how Canelo can beat Benavidez. He ain't knocking him out. He's not knocking him out. It will go on points. There is things where I could see Benavidez beating Canelo, but the reason why I'm saying Canelo will beat Benavidez is, yes, Benavidez does throw volume. He's a volume puncher, and once he gets the ball rolling, like he's hard to stop. But one thing I noticed with Canelo, it takes me back to when Canelo was more focusing on his defense. When Canelo was slowing the pace down. Now, I'm talking about the Canelo that fought Danny Jacobs. I'm talking about the Canelo, even though he lost the first Triple G fight, the Canelo that's on the back foot. Canelo needs to slow Benavidez down, yeah, to win. Now, Canelo can punch. This is another thing as well. Canelo can punch. And I do believe if that shot from Andrade hurt Benavidez, And another thing as well, Benavidez has not been in there with a phenomenal puncher. Now, a lot of people are going to say about David Lemieux. Yes, David Lemieux was a big puncher at middleweight, but you know what? David Lemieux did not land no big shots on Benavidez. So let's just keep it 100. And we've seen, who did Benavidez get dropped by again? I can't remember his name, man. Cannot remember his name. But yeah, he's not been in there with big punches. Like obviously he's fought Darrell. Plant's not known as a puncher. So like, yeah, come on. Like, let's just keep it 100. Canelo will be the biggest puncher that Benavidez has been in there with. Now, say what you want about Canelo. We cannot deny the fact this guy can punch. Now, I'm not saying he's a knockout artist, yeah? Because this is another thing as well, what a lot of people do get, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, Canelo's knocking out because he knocked out Plant, he knocked out Billy Joe and all this kind of nonsense there. He knocked out a washed up Kovalev. You know, all of a sudden he's a puncher. He's never been a puncher. Go look at his track record. Yes, he knocked out Amir Khan. But when he was fighting at middleweight, like, come on, who like let's be real. Who is he knocking out? He could not knock out Charlo because Charlo was there to survive. Yeah. And not only that, when a guy's there's a lot of things that Canelo struggles with. Like, if you're not a fanboy, you can see it. But him knocking out, I can tell you this right now. This is what I'll tell you right now. If Canelo Alvarez knocks out David Benavidez, like, I believe Canelo will beat him on points. But if he knocks out David Benavidez, I'll be like, you know what? I was wrong. And when I say knockout, I'm not talking about, you know, that one lucky shot. I'm talking about a beat down and he knocks him out. I put my hands up and mate, you know what? I did not see that coming. Yeah, there is a way that Canelo could beat him. I said knock him out unless he puts him on some mad rehydration clause. You know, like, like let's keep it 100. If he does that, then yeah, you know what? The chances of him knocking out Benavidez is high. But there's a lot of things where I see about with Canelo Alvarez. He could beat Benavidez just based on the fact of head movement, slowing this fight down. Do not let Benavidez get into his role. Like, you know, don't let the avalanche. Just keep it stationary. Give him different angles, the feints, the body shots. When I'm telling you right now, there's going to be things where I know Canelo will struggle with, where when it comes to the mid to late rounds, you know, when the stamina goes down, his engine, because he does not have the best engine. And this is another thing as well. This is why he's a low puncher. This is why when he throws shots, he throws those explosive shots, because he can't keep up that same engine. We've seen it throughout his whole career. He dips. It's not hidden fact. We know that Canelo always dips. He does not have the best engine. But yeah, him slowing it down, giving Benavidez a lot to work with. The feints, making himself small, feint, rip into that body. You know, do you get what I'm saying? Like, now, the things where Benavidez does have the success over Canelo is being a naturally bigger man. He's being a naturally bigger man. He's got youth. He's a volume puncher. Because not only that Canelo struggles with natural movement, he also struggles with volume punches, yeah? This is why he lost to Bivol, yeah? This is why Amir Khan gave him a load of problems. Who else has gave him a load of problems that was a volume puncher? No, is there anyone else? No, that's it, yeah? Benavidez, big volume, and he's a volume puncher. Like, this is the thing. So there are things where I can see how Benavidez, you know, lets his hands. You got to realize sometimes when he lets his hands go, sometimes he throws the double left hook and, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, double left hook, left, double right. Like, he does, yeah, his punches just flow. But there's things where sometimes we see Benavidez, he sometimes throws the right hand and he takes his foot off the ground, and I can see Canelo just slipping and whipping an uppercut. There's a lot of things that I can see. So, yeah, like I said, I will go with, Canelo beating Benavidez on points. There was a case for, you know, Canelo... for Benavidez beating Canelo. Now, 2 years ago, where I feel like Canelo should have fought Benavidez, I'll say Canelo was here. The chances, all right, no, you know what? Let's do 50-50. Okay, the chances of Benavidez beating Canelo, I was only giving Benavidez like what, 30% chance? I'm going to be real. I'm saying it right now. I was only giving him a 30% chance. Now, yeah, I could say 35 to 39% chance of Benavidez, beating Canelo. Like, not even 40%, 40%. Yeah, that's it. 35 to 40%. Yeah, let's just say that rather than me getting the technical and all that kind of stuff there. But yeah, I'm still favouring Canelo. There's a lot of things that Canelo does that I could see Benavidez is going to have a lot of problems with. Yeah, and especially with the head movement. Yeah, I could see him having problems. The thing is as well with Benavidez, yeah, as much as Benavidez, he's a volume puncher. He's not like a Bivol. Bivol he's got an art about him. Yeah, he gets in with the feet, lets the hangover, pat 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 pat, throws 3-punch combination. He's out. Yeah, Benavidez doesn't really have the best. He's got good, decent footwork, but he doesn't have the best footwork. Yeah, like I said, you will see there are times where you still see Benavidez. Even in this fight, it's gone. You see sometimes where Benavidez throws the right hand and the back foot's off the floor. So, yeah, like I'm telling you right now, I'm going with Canelo. Canelo needs to take this fight because this is like Canelo's resume. Yeah, I know a lot of people saying about he's got a great resume and all this kind of stuff there. Yes, but when you start picking his resume and we talk about, obviously he fought Kovalev on a rehydration clause. Kovalev went through a beat down through Anthony Yarde. We have to add everything to the equation. Yeah, we have to add everything. So, and like I said, not just Kovalev, Rocky Field, and you put on a rehydration clause. Danny Jacobs, he tried, but I know Danny Jacobs, I'm pretty sure he just said, nah, forget it, he paid the fine. Who else was on a rehydration clause? My mind's gone blank right now. But yeah, then you had the whole 155 belt. Was it 155? Yes, it was. Was it 155? Rather than fighting, Golovkin, try to age out Golovkin. Canelo, you need to fight Benavidez now. Yeah, I favored you a lot more before. Yeah, I still favor you to beat Benavidez, but mate, I'm telling you right now, Benavidez is catching up. He is catching up. Yeah, and the roll and the avalanche is just rolling. So you need to stop it before it's in full motion. Canelo, it's all down to you. You need this fight. You need a legacy defining fight because a lot of people Canelo does not have a legacy defining fight. This is not an opinion because I know people say, well, the Triple G, but then when you look at the Triple G fight, there's question marks. Question marks over it. A lot of question marks over it. So yeah, Canelo gets this fight done. Cinco de Mayo, that's what we want. We want Canelo versus Benavidez. Yeah, that's what we want. You're the undisputed champion. Don't vacate the belt. We don't want Jaime Munguia. Because Charlo done something. Yeah, I don't want you going fighting Charlo. We want Canelo versus Benavidez. That's a fight for 2025. That's it. We've got the Usyk Fury fight, until they're in the ring. Yeah. Next fight, I'm happy to see Canelo and Benavidez. Let's get this fight over the line. Another one, Bivol and Beterbiev. We need to get these fights done. So yeah, it's Elijah Fenn. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and until the next one, stay blessed, everyone.